All right, jumping in to another course of miracles lesson today. I'm excited to do this. This course is powerful. This course is, I've been kind of, since last week or the week before, I've been kind of balancing between two lessons, the 131 and 132, because, like I said, and I think in yesterday's video, I don't really want to, I didn't want to go too much further without recording the messages, recording the lesson for the channel. So here I am, back again after some holiday time and birthdays, and the weather's getting nicer. Daisy, you okay? Oh, you okay, girl? You want to make an appearance? Oh, here's Daisy. Look, Daisy. Look on the camera. Oh, Daisy. Yeah, you want to take a little snooze for me? Go ahead, take a little snooze. All right, you're now YouTube famous. So, anyway, let's see if she's going to quiet down for me. She doesn't look like she's going to. Go ahead and lay down, girl. I was just talking about the weather. I mean, it's warming up around here. So it's been 70, 80 degrees. It's just awesome. It's so much needed. I mean, you get into that winter, and it's just, after several months of it, it's just relentless. So spring's coming, grass is growing, flowers are coming, garden's going to be planted. Like, it's going to be great getting that sun. Very uplifting. So let's go ahead and jump into the lesson today. Lesson 131. It's got some really powerful stuff in here. I kind of like, when I first did this, it was kind of divine maybe where I ended up leaving off and how I was like going back over some of this. Because when I first read it, this is the power of going back over things and repeating them and doing them over again. A lot of the stuff didn't hit me the way that it hit me when I went back over it a couple of different times. So lesson 131, Daisy likes the lesson. No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. Paragraph 1, failure is all about, hopefully I can continue to improve on my reading skills, man. Maybe that's part of the reason why I'm doing this channel. Failure is all about you while you seek for goals that cannot be achieved. You look for permanence in the impermanent, for love where there is none, for safety in the midst of danger, immortality within the darkness of the dream of death. Who could succeed where contradiction is the setting of his searching and the place to which he comes to find stability? So basically, what the gist of this paragraph is saying is that we're searching in all the wrong places. We're searching in this kind of dream world that we've created outside of what God's created. And it's nothing, you're going to find nothing here but contradiction. And what did it say? Permanent. We're looking for permanence in the impermanent. Again, the time-based reality that we're living in. It's impermanent, or it's impermanent. You can't find permanence here. You're looking for love where there is none. True love, unconditional love. It's hard to find here. Right? Like, that one kind of slipped me up a little. I'm like, what do you mean love? Like, we have these people we love, and we have kids, and we have all this different stuff. And I struggle when I read lines like that a little bit. But I'm like, I just have to look just a little deeper. And there's truth in there. For safety in the midst of danger, you're always safe and loved with God. But we're looking for it in the wrong place. So it could be viewed as dangerous. Immortality within the darkness of the dream of death. So you're looking for immortality where it doesn't exist. It only exists with God and what God created. And this has been coming up so much for me in my life. And this course and everything that's been happening in my life is just taking me to a whole new level of thinking, of a belief set that's taking me to, I can just feel it coming. So paragraph 2 goes, truck hauling something. Goals that are meaningless are not attained. There is no way to reach them. For the means by which you strive for them are meaningless as they are. So you could take that as in this world, you may have some goals that you're working on that you're going to find when you get to them, I think I've talked about this before, and I've heard people that have really, really been successful in life out there. They say they've been searching after this money or this thing, you know, like an athlete after a trophy or a reward or a record or something, and they get there and they're like, well, I don't feel too much different. Yeah, it was kind of nice, but you know, it's because they're searching for these things that are. I just had this come up, and I'm losing my train of thought a little bit. But I had this come up earlier, where you're searching for stuff in this kind of dream world of the senses. You're never going to get it in that. What you're searching for is the connection to what truly is, which is God and God's creation and the universe, and you know, all however you want to look at that side of things. I'm always open to whatever. I stay open, and I stay. I try not to ever use words like ever, never, you know, these all or nothing kind of statements. But that does actually, there is some space for that. Because, you know, when you're doing a course like this, it's saying, look, this doesn't exist and this does. So that's kind of all or nothing, right? So there's always been this all or nothing part of me that I've kind of like, well, I don't know. I was trying to fix it. I was trying to to say, well, it was wrong with me or something. But I'm realizing there's parts of it that are perfectly there for a reason. So, who can use such senseless means and hope through them to gain in anything? Where can they lead? And what could they achieve that offers any hope of being real? Pursuit of the imagined leads to death because it is a search for nothingness. And while you seek for life, you ask for death. You look for safety and security while in your heart you pray for danger and protection for the little dream you made. So it's like, this is kind of saying to me, while you seek for life, you ask for death. I mean, the death of the ego, the death of the death of the version that you created, and that will, and later on we'll get into the lesson where everything will fall away. Once you do this, everything that doesn't belong, that you really are, the trueness of what you're searching for, everything else will fall away. Not because and I'll get to that. I'll wait for it. So paragraph 3, yet searching is inevitable here. Like in this kind of 3D sense, world of the senses, the one, you know, the kind of man-made instead of God created, or, you know, kind of, be glad that you search, hold on, so I'm losing my place. Yet searching is inevitable here. For this you came, and you will surely do the thing you came for. So, we're going to be on this search for meaning, right? But it's up to you to make a choice of what that is. God gives you that free will. But the world cannot dictate the goal for which you search unless you give it power to do so, right? Like I've talked about this before. The Course talks about this, where you're given, where are you giving your power, your energy, and attention to? What are you giving it to? Are you giving it to God, or are you giving it to the other stuff? The other version, the other thing that you've created, this dream state, the thing that isn't real. Otherwise, you still are free to choose a goal that lies beyond the world and every worldly thought, and one that comes to you from an idea relinquished yet remembered, old yet new, an echo of a heritage forgot, yet holding everything you really want. So that's little last sentence there, speaking of what is God, creation. You're free to choose a goal that lies beyond the world and every worldly thought, and one that comes to you from an idea relinquished yet remembered, right? It's there. It's always been there. Yet you kind of relinquished your attention, or relinquished your pursuit of it, or you went in another direction. Old yet new. An echo of a heritage forgot, yet holding everything you really want. That's why I'm so passionate about this course, because I never understood this world that I'm living in. I always felt so confused and uncomfortable here. I'm like, what is this? This doesn't make any sense. As I went on, it got more and more unbearable. So I'm like, here it is. The Course in Miracles is laying it out for you. It's here in the Course. Paragraph 4, be glad that search you must. Be glad as well to learn you search for heaven, and must find the goal you really want. No one can fail to want this goal and reach it in the end. Meaning, no matter what you do to avoid what is, God, creation, you're gonna come back to it at some point. Now, I don't know, I know some people avoid it the whole time they're in the body, but they're gonna, when that day comes, when they've transitioned over, and this is the whole kind of topic. It gets a little, it's like, whatever. What do I really believe? I'm still in the process of learning and understanding what I truly believe about all of this. No one can fail to want this goal and reach it in the end. God's Son cannot seek vainly though he try to force delay. So everything that you're doing, that you're not living into God's world, God's creation, the God in you, you're just delaying the inevitable. So grateful to have found, to be on the path that I want to be in an awakened, and the state that I'm in right now. Plenty to go, plenty to gain, plenty to, I don't even know if gain was the right word, plenty to remember. But just very grateful to be where I am. And this course is just puts it out there. So I'll repeat that. God's Son cannot seek vainly, though he try to force delay, deceive himself and think that it is hell he seeks. When he's wrong, he finds correction. When he wanders off, he's led back to the appointed task. So eventually you're going to be led back to God, one way or another. No one remains in hell, for no one can abandon his Creator, nor affect his perfect, timeless, and unchanging love. You will find heaven. Everything you seek but this will fall away. Here's what I was talking about. You'll find heaven. Everything you seek but this will fall away. Meaning all the meaningless things that you pursue in this life will fall away. Yet not because it has been taken from you. It will go because you do not want it. You don't really truly want it. It's kind of the egoic side of you. It's the other side. It's that other kind of false self, false identity that you created that wants that. It's the big trick. You will reach the goal you really want as certainly as God created you in sinlessness. Why wait for heaven? It's here today. I always talk about heaven on earth, heaven on earth, heaven on earth. Listen, I don't know if my thoughts sometimes are also contradicting. Maybe they are. I'm just, like I said, I'm learning as I go along here as well. But I feel like we can create heaven on earth if we all get in alignment with what this course is teaching, not just this course. And this isn't the end all be all, but this is what it was in my life right now. And I'm finding the most powerful. Let me move this. Why wait for heaven? It's here today. Time is the great illusion. It is past or in the future. Yet this cannot be if it is where God wills his Son to be. How could the will of God be in the past or yet to happen? What he wills is now, without a past, and a holy futureless. Meaning it's not, the now moment is it. There is no, it's not there. It's everything is in the now. What happened in the past is in the past. The only thing that you can do now is learn from that and do differently in the now, or repeat what worked. And there is no future until we're creating the future in the now. It is as far removed from time as is a tiny candle from a distant star, or what you choose from what you really want. Paragraph 7. Heaven remains your one alternative to this strange world you made in all its ways, its shifting patterns and uncertain goals, its painful pleasures and its tragic joys. It's the only alternative. Your one alternative to this strange world. That's how I think it is. It's strange. It's upside down. We're seeing it more than ever today. Painful pleasures. Tragic joys. God made no contradictions. What denies its own existence and attacks itself is not of him. He did not make two minds. With heaven as the glad effect of one and earth the other sorry outcome, which is heaven's opposite in every way. And this is where I kind of read that. I'm like, well, I'm talking about heaven on earth here. So they're talking about heaven and earth as two completely different things. And I think it's just perspective. It's just everything's created with our mind. So it's perspective. It's what mind are you working out of, right? Are you working out of God's mind, the mind that you were created out of, or the one you created? The one the ego is carrying you off on. Kind of maybe some darkness, maybe some dark energies of the world, maybe, are trying to get you to, through the TV box and who knows where else, drag you off. You have to be committed and diligent in an awakening to these things. The world's full of it. That's kind of what the world that this is talking about, this false world that seems so real, that we've been taught so real, right? This is this course is going to teach you to completely flip-flop your thinking, and that's what I've been looking for in my life. So that's why I'm bringing it to this channel. So paragraph 8, God does not suffer conflict, nor his creation split in two. How could it be his son could be in hell when God himself established him in heaven? Could he lose what the eternal will has given him to be his home forever? Let us not try longer to impose an alien will upon God's single purpose. So no other will other than God's will are we aligned and tuning in with and being. He is here because he wills to be. And what he wills is present now, beyond the reach of time. Let me move this thing real quick. I have a little stand that I use, but isn't quite high enough. Paragraph 9. Today we will not choose a paradox in place of truth. How could the Son of God make time to take away the will of God? Right. How are we using our time? Why would we use our time to not be in the will of God? Why would we even want to do that, right? It's all for egoic, short-term gratification, short-term, temporary escape would be a good word to use, I guess. Maybe you're feeling something you don't want to feel, so you drink some alcohol. There's so many examples I could use there. How thus denies him? He thus denies himself and contradicts what has no opposite. He thinks he made a hell opposing heaven and believes that he abides in what does not exist, while heaven is the place he cannot find. Paragraph 10, leave foolish thoughts like these behind today and turn your mind to true ideas instead. No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. And it is truth we seek to reach today. We will devote 10 minutes to this goal 3 times today. And we will ask to see the rising of the real world to replace the foolish images that we hold dear, with true ideas arising in the place of thoughts that have no meaning, no effect, neither source nor substance in the truth. So you practice this course, you practice this, you do these lessons, you do what they're asking you, and the best of your abilities in here, and all this false stuff, thinking and ways of being. Sorry, the wind keeps blowing my page over. And false ways of being, through your time with your eyes shut, which I believe is happening through meditation and through these practices of mine, your mind is being changed. Your beliefs are being changed into really all that is. Paragraph 10. Oh, no, I did that one. Paragraph 11. This we acknowledge as we start upon our practice periods. Begin with this. I ask to see a different world and think a different kind of thought from those I made. The world I seek I did not make alone. The thoughts I want to think are not my own. So I want to see a different world. I want to see God's world. That's the only world I want to see. And I want to think the thoughts of God, not the ones I made. The world I seek I did not make alone. I didn't create this alone, right? I'm just I'm part of the creation. I'm part of creation. We're all part of it. The thoughts I want to think are not my own. They're God's. They're we are God. God is us. For several minutes, watch your mind and see. Although your eyes are closed, the senseless world you think is real. That's what I was talking about earlier. The senses, it can be tricky to live in that world, the senses. Although your eyes are closed, the senseless world you think is real. Review the thoughts as well, which are compatible with such a world and which you think are true. Then let them go and sink below to the holy place where they can enter not. So yeah, I mean, you're sitting there and you have your eyes shut and you're kind of in a meditation type process, and you're kind of watching these thoughts come. I'm going to tell you what's happening for me as I go over this and I go further and further and I'm deeper and deeper into this, is I don't have as many of those senseless thoughts anymore. I'm not saying they're not there. I'm not saying they're not showing up in my life anymore. I'm saying there's less of them. And as I go through the years and days and moments in my life, I'm going to have less and less of these thoughts that mean nothing, these thoughts that are going to do nothing for my existence here, my purpose here, my meaning here. I'm going to live into what is. I'm going to live into creation. I'm going to live into God's creation. I'm going to live into His will. I'm going to be a symbol of God. Then let them go. It's talking about these thoughts that you're going to have in this kind of practice period. You're going to let them go. Review the thoughts as well, which are compatible with such a world in which you think you're true, which you think are true, which aren't. Then let them go and sink below them to the holy place where they cannot enter, where they can enter not. There's a door beneath them in your mind, talking about maybe the unconscious mind here, which you could not completely lock to hide what lies beyond this door. Paragraph 12. Seek for that door and find it. But before you try to open it, remind yourself, no one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. And it is this request you make today. Nothing but this has any meaning now. And this is something that's been massive in my life right now. I feel like there's nothing else that has meaning more than this. That's what's been coming through me each day. I have issues putting this stuff down. Like not having that kind of God's thoughts and working on that and pursuing that and whatever. It shows up everywhere now. So, that statement has become so true for me. Nothing but this has any meaning now. No other goal is valued now nor sought. Nothing before this door you really want. And only what lies past it do you seek. Before it, egoic, made up world, maybe because of trauma or past experiences or whatever's happened to us as human beings, all piling on top of what God already gave us, already created us in. Pure love, pure unconditional love. Is past the door. Go through that door. It's a loving door. It's a magnificent door. Paragraph 13. Put out your hand and see how easily the door swings open with your one intent to go beyond it. Intent. Right? Big, powerful thing we have is intention. Angels light the way so that all darkness vanishes and you are standing in a light so bright and clear that you can understand all things you see. A tiny moment of surprise, perhaps, will make you pause before you realize the world you see before you in the light reflects the truth you knew. You knew it. It's in you. It's in there. It's like you can feel it. And then you can also feel yourself playing small and going in the other direction. The world you see before you in the light reflects the truth you knew and did not quite forget and wandering away in dreams. It's telling you this is a dream world. You're dreaming this. It's a dream. It's not real. I mean, you could go deep. I mean, there's all kinds of different perspectives and people out there that, wonderful people that dive deep into this stuff, into what this really is that we're living in, including this, me, in this course. Paragraph 14, you cannot fail today. There walks with you the Spirit of heaven sent you, that you might approach this door someday, and through His aid, slip effortlessly past it to the light. Today, that day has come. Today's the day. Let's do this. Today, God keeps His ancient promise to His Holy Son, as does His Son remember His to Him. And this made me think. I'm involved in a community. I said was, but I still am. And there's a lot of teachings in there, a lot of stuff that I resonate and really love too. And spiritual people will talk about how we asked to come here. Some of the traditional ways of thinking may not think this way, but this is what resonates deeply with me. That we asked to come back here. We have a soul. What I'm getting to is we have a soul or spiritual contract with heaven, with God, with creation, to come here and live a life of purpose and meaning. Find all of this, get rid of everything else, and be nothing but it. what's in that contract, which is, I think we'll find out when we transition. Where was I now? I did that here, right here. His son remembered his. This is a day of gladness, for we come to the appointed time and place where you will find the goal of all your searching here. Searching through life. Just all the confusion, all the like, what? I gotta go, I gotta do that, I gotta do the uncomfortable. I've always, and the thing is the gift, what you could look at as not a gift is this kind of, I've always had this kind of uncomfortableness in my skin, like this angst, right? It still happens to me at times. Hopefully not so much anymore. And all the seeking of the world, which end together as you pass beyond the door. So this is a day of gladness, for we come to the appointed time and place where you will find the goal of all your searching here. And all the seeking of the world, which end together as you pass beyond the door. Paragraph 15, remember often that today should be a time of special gladness, and refrain from dismal thoughts and meaningless laments. Salvation's time has come. Today is set by heaven itself to be a time of grace for you and for the world. Right? The world's with you. Like, as each person does this, we live in God's world. There is no anything else then. That's what I'm trying to, one of the main things I want to get across in this channel is, if each person does this, each human awakens or clears away the stuff that's in the way, all the stuff that's been piled on top of what God created you with. If each one of us does this, we live in heaven on earth. There is no anything but truth. There is no ugliness. There is no harms done to others, which you could go down a laundry list of that kind of stuff. How we harm others through words, through physical things, through using people, through whatever. And also the biggest thing is the harms done to self. The biggest almost kind of disrespect that you could do to yourself and God, because you are a part of God. So, this is just beautiful to awaken to these things. Today is set by heaven itself to be a time of grace for you and for the world. If you forget this happy fact, remind yourself with this. Today I seek and find all that I want. My single purpose offers it to me. No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. That's the end of the lesson. And then 132, coming tomorrow, is another really great one. So I hope you'll be tuning in with me. I felt like I had good energy and a good vibe today. I know I can always sense when sometimes some of the lessons I go over are a little flighty. I don't really kind of get it. I thought today was really powerful. So I hope you enjoyed this as much as me. And I'm always trying to be exactly what I'm learning in this course. I want to go past that door into what I believe is unconditional love, heaven on earth. We are the miracle together in this. We can't do it without each other, because there's a split mind as the human collective consciousness is, if it's split, we're having some trouble. We're having some challenges at that point. It's got to be unity. It's got to be unified. So, hope you enjoyed as much as I did. I'm out of here till next time.